Hey, is this Pam Bondi? It's GA Fabo. How you doing today? Donald Trump said, you're fired.
Sources confirm your vibe was weird, and yes, everyone felt it.
Trump fired Pam Bondi. What? Trump fired Pam Bondi. Happy days are here again. Let the be. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Look, listen, okay? Listen to me. I'm so happy. I am so happy. I am so happy. I shouldn't be this happy. I should not be this happy about someone losing their job. However, I'm elated. I'm elated. It's like I feel like we're back. We're back on track. Next, I feel like Cash Patel has to go next. But I'm just saying. I need some action, man. I'm excited, man. I am so excited. Aren't you excited? I know you're excited with me. This is so good. This is so good, okay? I'll do another video with stuff in it, but this is good. I'll bring some video stuff in a second, but right now, this is good. It's been nice working with you, Pam, but you know, we'll see you later. No, Daddy Trump.
I know they don't think because Pam Bondi got let go that she ain't gonna have to go do that deposition regarding these Epstein files. I mean, clearly you don't have to be working in the government to be subpoenaed to go up there and testify. I know they not trying to be slick and they not trying to get rid of Pam on the strength of these Epstein files and this deposition that was supposed to be happening in another week and a half. Because we the people definitely want to still hear from Pam. Ooh, and I want to hear from a Pam that doesn't have a job. Because, girl, we don't want to hear you talking about the Dow Jones. We don't want you coming up there with no burn book. Don't waste your time, sis. The burn book didn't save your job. I want to hear from the Pam that doesn't have a burn book and a job. That sounds like it'll be a fun time. Because this is ridiculous. And Todd Blanche stepping in? Yo, y'all, I heard that she was begging for her job, y'all. The Daily Mail said she was begging for her job, that she was up there like, please don't fire me. Oh, girl, how the mighty have fallen.
It's been a minute since we chat about the news, but I just had to come on camera because, y'all, this is crazy. Trump is on a firing spree. And it's so interesting to me because I cover politics. I follow politics day in, day out. Everything that's happening from Capitol Hill to the White House, D.C., all of it. That's what I do in my day job. And so 2 weeks ago, he ousted Kristi Noem. Okay, we knew that was possibly coming because he was upset about the immigration, everything that happened in Minnesota when it came to immigration, the killing of the people who were protesting, all of that. We knew that was coming. Like, I knew it was coming. The way she reacted, how she handled herself on Capitol Hill and then lied on him, I knew she was going to be the first one out the door. Now, 2 weeks later, you done ousted Pam Bondi, the DOJ. And we know why he upset with her. Definitely them Epstein files. Definitely, he probably feels the way she handled herself on Capitol Hill when she was asked questions about this. Yeah, probably got her a seat on out the door. What y'all think about this? I think it's kind of crazy because I promise you, last year, when we first started this, when he first came back in office, there was a whole little list. I thought it was going to be Hegseth, the first one out the door. I'm telling you, because he was, when that war chat happened and that journalist was in there and all that stuff happened, I just knew he was going to be first out the door. I am just so surprised that Kristi Noem and Pam Bondi were the first to go. And it made me feel like, what you got against women? Because, what? Okay, y'all, I just had to come on here and talk about it. So, y'all tell me what y'all think. And is this crazy to y'all or what? It's just like, sir, it's so much going on in the world. And, yeah, them the first two that you fired. All right, bet. But y'all tell me what y'all think. Y'all want news chats to come back? Because I feel good when I do this, even though I'm stressed out when it comes to work because it's just a lot now with everything that's going on in the news. But let's talk about it.
Pam Bondi got fired. Ooh, you lied for that man. Ooh, you hid evidence. Ooh, you begged for your job after you got fired. Ooh.
Trump done released Pam Bondi from being Attorney General. He said she was taking too long to redact from the Epstein files. Started causing speculation that he was guilty. Well, Trump, we would have thought you was guilty if the Epstein files wasn't shit but a coloring book. They thought you was guilty. We know you're guilty, allegedly. We know you're guilty. You done got rid of Kristi Noem. I know she a woman scorning her husband and got caught with titties on. So now they need to join forces, Pam and Kristi. What you need to do is join your Karen forces and become one. I know y'all mad. I know you pissed off, ain't you, Pam? He just came off of saying how good of a job you been doing. So he lied. You wasn't doing a good job. But we told you that already. But that don't matter. You can make a comeback in American history. Y'all here embarrassing y'all. No more than y'all already embarrassed yourself. But still, there's room for growth, goddammit. I know y'all got something on him, Pam. You got all this legal information. Kristi, he ain't never tried to sexually harass your husband, try to touch on his titties or nothing. I know he tried to do something. Release all that bad and negative energy. Give it to God. But before you give it to God, give it to us. We need the information first. God already know. He just looking for you to give it to us. You know what you gotta do.
Tonight we are looking at a developing political story involving Pam Bondi and the reported tension surrounding her role in administration of Donald Trump. Her sudden removal has raised serious questions about the political royalty, power dynamics, and the handling of sensitive cases like those connected to Jefferson Epstein. Is this just another leadership shakeup, or does it reveal a deeper pattern in how influence and accountability are managed at the highest level of power? Let us break down what's happening. Before we continue, I want to give credit to all original creator of TikTok clips used in this video. All clips belong to their respective creator and they are used here for commentary, news reporting, and education purpose.
What do you mean Pam Bondi just got fired? The Attorney General? Former Attorney General. Pam, you ain't been doing your job since you clocked in. And I ain't gonna lie, only thing I'm thinking is, yo, does your husband have bigger ones than Kristi's? This just seems like a little sudden, right? I mean, I can't say I'm not happy with it. I'm definitely happy. Again, enjoy that unemployment office. But Pammy, how you get fired on your day off? You ain't been doing nothing. You've been chilling out, lying under oath. Yeah, here you are, jobless. And the speculation is at an all-time high. I mean, like I just said, we saw what happened with Kristi. For you to get fired, Pammy, it must be something outrageous. I don't got no tea, but does this count? Better yet, you could give me the tea. Better yet, don't give us nothing. I'm sure TMZ gonna break something about it. But wow, Pammy, grand opening, grand closing. How's it feel to get fired by a guy who poops his pants all the time, who you protect all the time? How's it feel to know there's zero loyalty amongst any of you? How's it feel? Oh my goodness, I just remembered. The victims is blowing on that Pammy pack, baby. Well, anyway, I hope the worst for you. You deserve every negative thing that happens to you in life. I hope that you never receive a single moment of peace. And yeah, enjoy unemployment. Me, I'm just a grown man, by the way. Don't believe me? Watch this. Pam, I think you got the world record for shortest tenure as Attorney General.
Now, I think we all knew this was going to happen. Like I said yesterday, the heads are going to start to roll. When you put people in positions that don't deserve them, that aren't qualified, you fired the people who knew how to do the job, and your meritocracy took over, this is what happens. You get subpar performance. So Pam Bondi is the next person to get fired in the Trump administration. I'm surprised it wasn't Kash Patel, but you know, the heads will roll slowly but surely. And he found out that her services were subpar. He found out that she wasn't skilled and she didn't know how to do the job. So now she's released as U.S. Attorney General after that terrible comment about the Dow Jones hitting 50,000, not being able to answer questions, defending Donald Trump, even though that's not her job. Her job is to be the Attorney General, support the Department of Justice. Now she's gone. And she didn't even have a busty bimbo scandal. She didn't accept bribes, $50,000 bribes from the FBI. She didn't get her email hacked. She just did a poor job. She's not qualified. And now her head is rolling. So Pam Bondi is the next to roll. I don't know who's gonna be after her, but should it be Kash Patel? Probably. Will it be? Who knows, but we'll see.
Do you get it now? Do y'all get it now? Trump frustrated with Pam Bondi and consider firing her. He's not considering. He doesn't have enough grooves in his brain to consider a goddamn thing. He's going to do it. He always floats out an idea and then magically it happens. He's going to fire her if she, by the time I made this video, ain't already fired in this bitch, okay? And white women, do you see now they never gave a fuck about you? They never gave a fuck about you. They will make you feel like you're an ally to their ideology, to their white supremacist cause, when you're nothing but an accomplice. You're nothing but an accomplice. And they're going to use you as a speed bump as that bus drives over it. Hence why when corporations are getting ready to come under fire or something bad is about to happen, they magically have appointed a woman as the CEO. Affirmative action benefited white women more, but they told you that it benefited black women and black men, and they got rid of it. They don't give a fuck about you. The only thing they want is for you to produce more of them. That's all you are, is an incubator. And when you realize that, you can move accordingly. I always recommend this book, right? They Were Her Property. White women, it's gonna hurt your feelings. You need to read it. And you need to realize they never gave a fuck about you. All the caping that you do, all the way that you change your body, all the way that you try to fit into what they deem appropriate, they never gave a fuck. They want an all-white male administration, and they slowly knocking the pieces off the board. And I guarantee your piece is not the queen, Toots. It's the pawn. You're not even the rook. They never gave a fuck.
Trump just straight up fired Pam Bondi. She's up out of there. Gone. But we seen this coming, right? They had to find a fall person, and she's the fall person. We seen this playbook already. Just look at the list of people that Trump appointed that is no longer in a position that he appointed them in. She took all the heat from the Epstein files. Every time someone talked about it with Trump, he put it right over to Pam Bondi. And what did she say? Oh, we're going to do this. But remember, y'all, she's the fall person. She did what she was supposed to do. She took all the backlash. Everything somebody else said about Trump, she said it's her fault. Trump was even praising her, saying she did a good job making sure the crime rate went down. They said it hasn't been like that since the 1900s. So he praised her, and then he said at the same time, you're not doing enough. Now they got someone named Blanche stepping in for the reset. As he say, it's business, nothing personal. So did y'all see her as a fall person or nah? Let me know down below in the comments.
So first Kristi Noem gets fired, and now Attorney General Pam Bondi is gone. Out of here. I told y'all before, them Epstein files got a lot of people nervous. Allegedly, they're saying that Trump fired Pam Bondi late last night. If the story is right, they're saying that while he was firing her, she was begging for a job. Please don't fire me. Please don't fire me. Allegedly, they're saying that Trump was tired. She wasn't moving fast enough. They're saying that Trump wanted her to prosecute his political opponents. Would you look at this shit here? She dedicated a whole, not even 14 months to the cause, and you see how the cause let her go? How crazy is it that you get fired via a true social post? It's right here. Pam Bondi is a great American patriot and a loyal friend who faithfully serves as the Attorney General over the past year. Pam did a tremendous job overseeing a massive crackdown in crime across the country, with murders plummeting their lowest since the 1900s. We love Pam, and she will be transitioning to a much-needed and important job in the private sector, to be announced at a date in the near future. And our Deputy Attorney General and very talented and respected legal mind, Todd Blanche, will step in to serve as acting Attorney General. Thank you for your attention to this matter. President Donald J., you know the rest. Fired.
Hello and good afternoon. So now we've all heard the news. He done fired Blondie. Bye, bye, bye. Girl, bye. Okay, So we're not going to laugh. We're not laughing at that. You know, we wish her well in whatever endeavors that she decides to follow next. But we also are going to be waiting for that day when that indictment comes down, girl. Because you know, you're going to get indicted. You know, at some point you're going to end up in jail, girl. And we want that for you. We want that for you. Now, the question is, who is he going to replace you with? Because you know what I think? Definitely, it's going to be a dude, right? Right? So they're saying already that they think it's going to be Lee Zeldin. I don't know that, man. I have to go do some research. But you know, it's over for you, girl. You've lost all respectability. You've lost all credibility. Woo, girl. We heard that you are back in Florida. Even though you did all that shucking, jiving line for Sid. And now you just out here on your own, girl. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You got plans? We want to know. Please. Okay, that's it. That's all I got. Okay, bye.
Y'all, so Trump done fired Pam Bondi, and that doesn't shock me, but I am intrigued on what is going to occur next, because Pam Bondi is still in the hot seat when it comes to the Epstein investigation. She still has to testify in how she personally handled that investigation, because before she was a speaking head for the Department of Justice, but now she is only a speaking head for Pam Bondi. She does not even have the same privileges anymore or the same safety. She is now no longer talking for the government. She is an individual that will still have to testify on how she handled that case. And I am really hoping that she goes in like a woman scorned. Okay? Do what you should have did when they first called your ass in there and tell the truth. If you didn't put these things in place, who did? Call out names, because you're no longer protected. I mean, she could plead the fifth, but what good would that do her? She's not protected anymore. They could likely lock her up if they really wanted to. So yeah, this is an interesting turn of events. I honestly cannot wait until that testimony comes out, because I will be watching fully. But let me know y'all thoughts. Like, share, follow. Y'all have a good one.
Breaking news. The Attorney General, Pam Bondi, has been fired by Donald Trump. President Donald Trump has fired Pam Bondi as Attorney General. She will be replaced for now by Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, who will serve as acting Attorney General, Trump said. The president wrote on his Truth Social blog. Trump has been frustrated with Bondi on multiple fronts, sources said, including her handling of the Epstein files, Jeffrey Epstein files, Epstein war, and that she had not investigated or prosecuted enough of his political opponents. She is the second cabinet secretary to be ousted in recent weeks. Last month, Trump removed Kristi Noem as Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. One source said that Trump felt that firing went smoothly, making him less wary of removing others. Her replacement is Todd Blanche. Todd Blanche is a Republican, having changed his affiliation from Democrat in 2024 to join Donald Trump's legal defense team. He was confirmed as the U.S. Deputy Attorney General in March 2025, transitioning from a top defense attorney in private practice to a key official in a Republican-led Justice Department. So there you have it. The now new Attorney General is someone that Trump knows is willing to do anything. So get ready, enemies of Trump.
Happy Thursday. So after being one of Donald Trump's defense lawyers in his first impeachment trial, Pam Bondi gets fired. And many are speculating that he fired her over the criticism over those Epstein docs. And Todd Blanche, who is serving as acting Attorney General, will take her place. Donald Trump told Truth Social that Pam Bondi would be transitioning to a much needed and important new job in a private sector, but gave no specific reasons to why she would be leaving. Are we starting to see a trend? First Kristi Noem, now Pam Bondi? Who's next on the chopping block? It makes you wonder what he truly has up his sleeve. But if I was to say I didn't see this coming, I thought it was going to happen sooner, as he is questioning the loyalty of the people that he chose. But inquiring minds want to know, did you see this coming? Who's next on the chopping block? Is his motive to clean house? I think Donald Trump saying, count me out. I smell a storm coming, and I can't wait to see who's next.
So, breaking news, Pam Bondi is out of a job. She's being removed as Attorney General. This is kind of wild because Trump was walking around the White House asking people, should I let her go or should I not? So, Pam Bondi is out. Kristi Noem is out. Kristi Noem's husband is out as a crossdresser. And again, there's nothing wrong with him being a crossdresser. It's just that he was outed by an undocumented sex worker. So that's kind of a weird little dichotomy going on, that Kristi was so anti-LGBTQ, and lo and behold, the call is coming from inside the house. But I also think it's very entertaining that all the people getting relieved of their position so far by Trump that he put in there are the women. The men have not been kicked out yet, so he's just going after the women, because I just don't see why they thought that they were not on the chopping block. Like, you're still women in this kind of Project 2025 landscape. You don't really belong in these positions, unfortunately. So, I would say I feel bad for them, but they kind of made a mockery of their positions. So I'm kind of okay with them moving on. And hopefully, sooner than later, all the people that are not skilled in their positions in this administration will also be moving along, so that we can try to salvage what's left of the United States' international reputation and our economy. Y'all have a great day.
So Trump apparently didn't just fire Pam Bondi because she didn't do a good enough job covering up the Epstein files. He also seems to be using her firing as a way to cover up the communications between Bondi and himself. Because now the DOJ, who is ran by this new pig Todd Blanche, is talking about how the Presidential Records Act is unconstitutional and they should be able to delete communications under the Trump administration instead of preserving them for public reference, which is required by law. And Todd Blanche, this new pick to replace Pam Bondi, is Trump's former criminal defense lawyer. Trump's former criminal defense lawyer is running our Department of Justice, which isn't a conflict of interest or anything. This is the same criminal defense lawyer who interviewed Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's girlfriend, and then came out of that interview saying, oh, Ghislaine said she never saw Trump do anything wrong. And then Ghislaine was sent to a lower security prison with more privileges, in which somebody who's convicted of trafficking minors is not supposed to be in that type of lower security prison. So yeah, she's not just being fired, she's also being used to further the cover-up.
So Pam Bondi got fired, and I think this shows us that loyalty to Trump doesn't guarantee loyalty from Trump, because not only did she put her license in jeopardy for lying to the Oversight Committee, she still has to go in front of the Oversight Committee now. It's a crazy situation that she's in, because she's put her license on the line, potentially could go to jail for what she's testified and lied for Donald Trump, who then fired her. And I just want people to remember that this is kind of the state of the administration right now. Kristi Noem kind of is going somewhere else. Pam Bondi is gone, and she still has to stand trial and might even go to jail for lying on Trump's behalf. Meanwhile, he just kicked her to the curb. You can't be loyal to people who are only loyal to money. And I want this to really resonate with a lot of people, because at the end of the day, this is what the administration is. Not loyal to anyone, not loyal to America, not loyal to MAGA. It is loyal to money. And that's it.
Donald Trump just fired Pam Bondi. Is it going to change anything at the Department of Justice? I'm a lawyer in real life. I don't play one on television. And let's talk about what this means for the American public. And it probably means absolutely nothing, because he's probably going to replace her with someone who is like Pam Bondi or worse. We do know that for now, Todd Blanche, Donald Trump's personal criminal attorney, is going to be the acting attorney general. One thing we know about Donald Trump is that he demands absolute loyalty, and that is not going to change with his next appointment as attorney general. It's going to be difficult for any serious attorney with ethical values to work for Donald Trump, because the Department of Justice is not the president's personal attorney where he can go after people he has vendettas against. The Department of Justice is supposed to represent the rule of law, the Constitution, and the American people. And we have not seen that with this Justice Department. So Pam Bondi is gone. Yay, I guess. But I don't expect to see any improvement over Pam Bondi. But you all let me know what you think in the comments. Are we going to get better,
So the crypt-keeping snow roach, Attorney General of the United States, Pam Bondi, has been fired by Donald Trump. And there are a lot of people thinking she has been fired because of her handling of the Epstein files. They're delusional, and that's the elephant in the room that we're going to talk about. Because she wasn't fired by how she handled the Epstein files. You all remember when Pam Bondi went before Congress and did the following?
Free Epstein. Will you turn to them now and apologize for what your Department of Justice has put them through with the absolutely unacceptable release of the Epstein files and their information?
Congresswoman, you sat before Merrick Garland sat in this chair twice.
Attorney General Bondi,
No, can I finish my answer?
No, I'm going to reclaim my time because I asked you a specific question that I would like you to answer, which is, will you turn to the survivors? This is not about anybody that came before you. It is about you taking responsibility for your Department of Justice and the harm that it has done to the survivors who are standing right behind you and are waiting for you to turn to them and apologize for what your Department of Justice has done.
Members get to ask the questions, the witness get to answer in the way they want to answer. The Attorney General can
that's
respond.
not accurate, Mr. Chairman.
Because she doesn't like the answer. So,
Mr. Chairman,
why
I have asked
didn't she ask Merrick Garland this?
I am
Twice
reclaiming
when he
my
sat in my
time, and
chair.
when I
will
reclaim my
continue to
time,
answer.
it is
Mr. Chairman, the gentleman is
I'm
reclaiming
not
the
going
time.
to get in the gutter for her theatrics.
The time.
Yeah, she would not even turn and look at the victims of Jeffrey Epstein and apologize for her office's handling of the Epstein case. But not only that, she did the following also. Remember this?
Because Donald Trump, the Dow right now is over. The Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader, as I hear, Raskin. The Dow is over 50,000 right now. The S&P at almost 7,000. And the NASDAQ smashing records. Americans' 401ks and retirement savings are booming. That's what we should be talking about.
And here I was thinking she was the Attorney General of the United States. It looks like she's auditioning for the creation of a new cabinet position, the CPA financial advisor of the United States. Because, yeah. But the Dow is at 46,504 on the day she's fired. Maybe they should have done more to think about 401k plans before they went to war. But I digress. Moving right along. Bondi handled the Epstein files and the fallout greatly for Donald Trump. She defended him. She made people look like fools. It was not the Epstein files. It was her failure to indict and get convictions for his perceived political enemies, like New York Attorney General Letitia James, who twice avoided indictments by this Justice Department, even when Pam Bondi handpicked a prosecutor to do so. And also failure to indict James Comey. And if you know, you know. This Justice Department failed to get any indictments or convictions in connections with the Democrats who joined in a video and told United States troops that they did not have to obey illegal orders. Yeah, that didn't turn out too well for them. This Department of Justice failure to even indict Adam Schiff for the same types of crime they failed to indict Letitia James. Mortgage fraud, because that seems to be their go-to in this administration. Grand juries will indict ham sandwiches. That's the same. But Pam Bondi failed to get a grand jury to indict any member of the January 6th committee that investigated Donald Trump for causing the January 6th incident. Can't make this up. Then there's the proverbial icing on the cake that occurred yesterday when Donald Trump became the first sitting president to go to the Supreme Court to hear oral arguments in connection with his executive order to eliminate birthright citizenship for certain individuals. A case that, if you listen to the oral arguments and the Supreme Court justices' questions, that it is skeptical at best that this administration will get what it's looking for with birthright citizenship. And then after that, Pam Bondi has been ousted. And if you study the history of this administration, failure to go after Donald Trump's political enemies in a way that bore fruit was also the reasons William Barr and Jeff Sessions were no longer attorney generals of the United States. Not the Epstein files. Yeah, I know. Delusions. Y'all have the day you deserve.
So for me, this story is still unfolding, but it's held something bigger than one individual. It's raised question about royalty justice and who really hold the power behind the scene. For many, especially voice from Black community, this moment reinforces long-standing concern about how system operate when accountability becomes selective. So please tell me, what do you think? Was this justified decision or part of a larger pattern? Let me know your thoughts in the comment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more death analysis. I will see you in the next report.